Hi everyone, I'm going to make this video as quick as possible, so I'm just going into the worm room as of first thing for the day because I want you to see the activity of how many beetles I have in here at the moment. You won't see them all obviously because there's tons underneath everywhere. One bin, two bins, so I do it before the light gets them, because once the light gets them they'll all go and hide and you won't be able to see them. So this is my first visit this morning. Can't get in too close because it's under a shelf, but this just shows you the numbers that you can see and the rest underneath. Now I've had a massive amount of beetles producing, well, larvae. This bin here is where I'm getting my really big pupa from. I've set them up in separate trays to the others. It's not too bad, but yeah, getting less and less in here now. These two trays here have been in and out of the fridge on at different stages, so they're in for a week and out for a few days. I did that a couple of times and I've decided to leave them out. I do believe, to my experiment that I did, that keeping them in the fridge and then letting them pupate does dry them out. So they do actually, there are losses by putting them in the fridge and then trying to keep growing them. They do die off, as you'll see even when I get to the other trays of the pupa. So yes, back to this one for a moment. So under here you can see they're a good sized worms. They're quite big, so they're producing the big pupa, sorry. And there is a lot that you can't see under. Now the pupa trays from that big mealworm tray are here. So these are the bigger pupa in here. Just going to turn the light on. So we may even have a new guy running around. Yes, we do. So these are the new larger pupa. Keep saying pupa, sorry. Yes, pupa, not larva. And these guys are coming out really good. I've kept them separate, just another experiment of mine to see how they turn out. So that guy will go down to another tray below. So I have that tray. Let's see how many are in there. I've separated them out a bit. And a second one. And at the rate they're going, I'll have to do another one. So these are the bigger guys. So I'll pop them back down here. That guy there will come into here. So this is a fresh tray. Oops, I dropped in. Fresh tray of the new guys. So to get into this tray, they have to be of decent size. This guy's got a little bit of wing problem, but apart from that, yeah, they have to be a certain type to get in this one. So I'm finding that it's quite cool in here at the moment too, so I'll show you the temperature. It is slowing them down, which is good for trying to keep up with them all. This guy here is quite damaged, so I was going to see how he goes before I decide to turf him or not. So let's put this up here. This is actually in my garage. It's quite cool in the winter and quite hot in the summer. So as the temperatures drop in here, I start introducing heat, which is in the form of just heat pads, and they find where they like to be. So I'll put the flash on for a moment. That'll really freak them out. So yeah, not a lot compared to the other trays, but these are the bigger guys. So as all those other guys hatch out, they'll come in here and be a lot more. The larger pupa that have come into these 2 trays, I've actually been counting them as they're going in. I'm not counting as they're coming out, so that's just numbers that are in those 2 trays, plus any other bigger ones that have come from other trays that are big enough to go in that tray. So yeah, that's just my numbers over the last, I haven't counted today, but look, yesterday. Yeah, most of them were small, a few big ones, so the bigger ones went into that tray, smaller ones went into other trays over there. So when I was talking about the fridge pupa, this is these guys. These guys have come out of the trays that have been in the fridge. You can see there's a lot of deadies. There's a lot that don't pupate properly. They're deformed. They're dry completely. So yeah, now if they're not coming out properly, I'm not keeping them. I've got plenty to manage to keep and move on. That guy there's got a bit damaged wing. There's a new guy coming out. That guy there's okay. So this is the fridge one. That's why I have it in a blue tray. Just at a glance I know which tray I'm going at. Now these guys are from the other trays that haven't been in the fridge. You can see a difference in their quality. There are quite a lot of small ones. I'll see if I can pick out some really little guys. Yeah, I have a tray of mealworms that are hatching out, or starting to pupate at really early stages. You compare the 2 differences between these guys. So they're hatching out tiny little beetles. But this guy here, damaged wings again. Don't like picking them up when they're this soft, but he'll be okay. So anything that's big enough to go into the big tray will come out of here and into there, and the rest go into the others. Yep. So, yep, I'll sort them out when the video is done. So in here I just have small worms that have come out of the Darkling tray when I've sifted out the eggs and found small worms, because they've already started, growing, hatching before I got back to them. Not a lot in there. This one here have been in the fridge, but I've decided to do another experiment, is to not remove the pupa from where they actually are changing, so they're staying in that tray. I'm not moving them out. I just check their food and supplies to make sure that they're happy. So yeah, they stay in the tray. There's a decent sized one there. So that's just an experiment. So that is a that one there is a fridge one. I have to do that or else I won't remember. This guy here is also a fridge one. Oh, actually no, he's not a fridge one, this one. So yeah, not a lot of activity in this one. The worms are quite big, not pupating as much as the others. So they're going along alright. Where's their food gone? That's not the food. Anyway, it's in there. They've buried it. So I did have a large lot of fridge worms as well somewhere else. Oh, yeah, they're in the fridge. I won't bring them out. These guys are just others that have come out of other trays. They're not fridge worms. So I've decided to leave them in there as well. So So I have a fridge lot that I'm not taking out and a non-fridge lot that I'm not taking out. I just want to leave them to their own devices and see if it makes any difference with the hatching of the pupa into the beetle. So yeah, there's quite a lot in here. Size wise, no idea. They're not huge, but they're not small either. So see how they go. Yeah, I did actually ramp up the operation so I can actually provide to wildlife places. I've had a contact with one person who was also going to get in touch with another person, and they're still sitting here. So I've got things just growing left, right and centre, and just waiting. I'm actually thinking about doing some mealworm kits and see how they go. See all the activity in here. Let's have a look under here. Yep, that's the size. Yep, they're going alright. So yeah, they're just remnants of other trays that I couldn't sift out. I don't have proper sifters to do certain things. I've been still looking for them, can't find them. This one doesn't have a lot in them, but they are there. Once they're a little bit bigger, I'll be able to sift them out easier. I've got the right sieves, but they are in there. Over here, got here, date, eggs and mites, 16th of January. Well, I've managed to get rid of a lot of mites, purely with fine sifting and oil treatment. But these guys are going well. So yeah, from 16th of January they came in here, so they're going okay. I don't know how long the video is going to last because the battery's fine, but I don't know how much space I've got. Same again, micro worms and eggs. Mites, I think I've eradicated a lot of the mites in here as well. These guys are small again. So just keep on working at that. It's working. They're disappearing. Oh, just before I forget, temperature 16.3, humidity 46%. So as you can see, it's not that warm in here. Humidity's mid-range. Once again, more from a Darkling tray, which I couldn't separate out due to my sieve problem. So they'll grow there until they're big enough to be sifted through properly. So I've got a lot on the way to replace the ones that are pupating. But at the moment they're just not doing anything, they're not going anywhere, they're just sitting, waiting. This was going to be a quick video, we're down to 13 minutes. So yeah, got a lot on the way. Trying to find their food I put in yesterday. There's some of it. Banana skins are great. They keep the moisture in, give the moisture, and easy. These guys, yeah, I'm not happy because they're quite small pupa, for the most part. It's not too bad, but I'm not happy that they pupated really early. But yeah, I'll pick that out. Each day I'm pulling out about 160 pupa out of these two trays. That one's small compared to that one, but it's not the smallest. Show you some small beetles if I can. A lot of them have gone into hiding now. But when you compare Let me see, try and find a big guy in here, really big guy. You've got damaged wings too. You've got different sizes like that, but there is actually smaller again. So yeah, I don't like the little guys, but I figure the little guys aren't going to last as long as the bigger guys, because they've got more body content to help keep them going. But see if we can find this tiny one. Oh, it doesn't really matter. But anyway, you can see a difference in sizes, even just the pupa. But so I'll keep going with what I'm doing. I don't use tea bags anymore because I believe that increases the chances of the mites and them breeding. They like the moisture. I don't want my worms and beetles missing out on their food moisture because of the mites, but just their food is enough. So I've stopped doing the tea bags altogether. But yeah, so that's where I'm at. Yeah, got more mealworms and beetles I can deal with at the moment, but anyway, that's where I'm at. So yeah, any comments or questions, just leave them and I'll get back to you if I can. So thanks for watching. But my experiment with the fridge slowed them down, but in the end result you get less production in the end. Yeah, tried to save them, but it's just not working in the end. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.